Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is Vilehawx here. Well, we are on to part 2 of our Genshin Impact playthrough, our free-to-play playthrough. And I've got good news and bad news. Bad news, as you can tell, we are not where we last left off. The sky is much darker, looks a little nasty out there. I lost about 12 minutes of gameplay footage. I had my recordings going to the wrong drive, and that drive was pretty much full, and therefore it timed out, and I did not notice it until a few minutes later. So, quick recap, lore-wise on what happened. We started in the main area of the town. We went up to the high ground as Amber wanted us to. She gave us our wind glider, so we can now glide around. A la Breath of the Wild style. So we got that, and then this whole storm kicked up because storm terrors started attacking the city, at which point we were tossed up into the air. Had a quick little Star Fox sequence, took down storm terror, we injured him, at which point we came back down. We met Kaya, glorious ice boy, who I think we will be meeting again very quickly, as well as then he brought us to this building, which I can't go in, which is the Knights of Favonius building. I think that's the Knights of Favonius. Yes, that has to be it. Yes, right? Am I still wrong on this? Hold on. Oh, I am wrong. Hold on. Hold your horses. Oh, stamina. So little. Can I actually go back in here? That'd be excellent if I can. I can! So, I'll go back in. I'll show you the room where we were. This is where we met Jean, who was the head of the Knights of Favonius, as well as Lisa, who is a character that we will get just automatically, same with Kaya, into our party. They're some of the free characters that you get. So it's in here. Obviously they're not in here right now, but it's also where they introduce you to the gacha mechanic. Now, you do get, if I pull up that gacha mechanic, you can see they initially give you enough for this beginner's wish to pull at least one time on here. As you can see, 110 pull does consume 10 of those chances. Like I said, they give you enough of these acquaint fates to do at least one of those. So I did that, and here's where the good news is. Not only did we get Noelle, who is a character I use quite a bit on my normal account, actually. And she's the rate-up character on that banner, so there's a very good chance you're going to get her. So she's a 4-star character. We got Jean. We got a 5-star character. We got Jean, and one of the coolest things, why I am so excited to have Jean, is she is one of the 2 characters I do not have on my main account. So that's really cool. So I'm excited for that. A little bummed I kind of missed some footage. I didn't really go through a whole lot. Haven't gone through weapon leveling or, artifact leveling, any of that stuff. So nothing really tutorial wise or guide wise for any newer players, but just some storyline stuff that was missed. So now we're going to a temple to check on some of the activity. I think this is where we get Kaya, if I do recall correctly. Now, when I say, you'd be like, oh, well, Vile, why would you want to play, a free-to-play game when there's only 2 characters, a free-to-play run when there's only 2 characters you don't have? Well, it's because I don't use a lot of the other characters, and I kind of want this run to be, I use what I get, so there's no, constant re-rolling to get what I want. It's, I get what I get. Let's look at the event, seize the day here. There is test run for some of these characters too. We will probably look at doing those at some point. Anyway, let's enter the temple. So, really excited that we got Jean. Kind of bummed out I lost about 10 to 15 minutes of footage. But you know what? That's fine. So, we're going to go into this temple. A lot of times these temples have little puzzles in them, small little skirmishes. Later in the game, you will use them to, not necessarily the temples, but there'll be domains, same kind of concept, where you will farm materials for weapon upgrades and...
You can use that console to open the door.
Artifacts and whatnot.
Wow, I can see so far into the temple.
Okay, so yep. I was just about to say, so here's where we're going to use Amber to burn some of this stuff down.
Hey!
So we're going to let the Baron Bunny kind of do its little dance. It should explode here. There it goes. Dendro is kind of like nature. It's not wind. So what you can do is I can set his shield on fire. And now he kind of dances around. And it eventually will break. So that's kind of cool.
Right. Oh no!
Like I said, we did manage to get Jean.
The
So
fighting must have got them riled up. Yeah. Well, good thing I prepared my secret weapon, explosive puppet Baron Bunny.
Baron Bunny. Didn't even explode. Man, this stamina thing is wearing on me quick. So, that'll be one of our first priorities. You know, it doesn't hurt to break these boxes, see what you can find. Okay.
Are those explosive barrels over there?
You
Well, one shot should be able to blow them up.
bet your sweet bippy they are.
Go, over there!
Baron Bunny.
No one escapes my sight.
Now, Elle is a Claymore user, and one of her coolest abilities is this little shield. When she attacks with it, she can heal. Now, because we have Jean, we really won't need to use that at all. Or at least we shouldn't have to. Jean is also a healer. So, that'll be good. Now, here is something
It's
cool
so
and
high.
unique, and you will
Seems
see
like
a
there's
lot of
something
this
up
in the
there.
open world.
But how do we get
So you can
across?
see it's got the pyro emblem on it, so as long as I use a
Isn't
pyro
this
ability,
a pyro monument?
there you go.
If we hit it with a powerful pyro attack, we might trigger it.
Now we can use our wings to float all the way up. Simple as that.
Dragon's breath. Is that where the power's coming from?
Dragon's
Great.
breath.
Let's smash it. I'm tired. But
You
at
are
least this way,
tired.
in the past, we were at
Oops.
least able to defend the city and keep it safe. This, of course, is mostly thanks to Jean.
Who we have now?
But now with Storm
Pog.
Terror directly attacking the city itself, the winds change. So too should our tactics.
Sounds
It's
deep.
what Lisa likes to say. Speaking of which,
Stand
the
corrected.
4 winds we were discussing earlier, if you want to learn more about our history, you can ask Lisa.
I'd rather not.
I'm not saying I don't know our history. It's just, I mean, a librarian is supposed to be more knowledgeable than an outrider. right?
It's okay, you dumb. It's fine. Alright. And so we exit. Okay, so we don't get Kaya in that one. I think then we get... The next one we get Kaya, and then we get Lisa. I think there's some stuff in between each of them, but... I think that's the full list of quote-unquote free characters that aren't pulled. Noelle is pretty much a guarantee on those beginner banners. Okay. Oh, yep. So we do go straight to Kaya on the next temple. And that one is way over here. Oh, we have not gone there yet. So we're going to follow along this path here. Make any detours we see along the way, like this one over here. So a couple things going on here. First one is right here. So we're going to get our first taste of exploration. We're going to get really into this in a little while. That is an Animalculus. There are a lot of those around, and we actually will use those.
Oh,
They're usually in goofy spots.
Consolidated wind things. Let's head back to the statue of the
use
Seven
them.
at Windrise and
attacking me?
offer it to the gods. Well, you should come with me. Paimon will tell you
plant
about the
boy.
rest later.
Yeah, it is. Okay. These are the worst enemies that exist in the game. Oh, what am I doing? I have Amber.
Steady as stone. Someone needs assistance.
So I'm actually going to go over here, take this chest, and then I'll show you what I was looking at. A couple of them over here. So if you look on the mini-map, these little stars, those are the Animalculus.
Windblade.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What says that? So the reason we really like to pursue chests is they get us actually a decent amount of adventure rank, some primo gems, materials for upgrading weapons, artifacts, you name it. They give you all kinds of good stuff. They are always worth seeking out, even the common ones, even the basic ones. Like I said, just for the sake of this episode, we're not going to go too deep into this. But, okay, here's a really good one. So you see the star on the mini-map here? I'm trying to look for it. So it's hidden in that tree right there. A lot of times these will be in actually some extremely odd locations. But a lot of times you just have to jump up, grab them. Sometimes you got to do a little bit more than that. Big rock structures that you can break with a claymore user. Actually, I think you can break them with pretty much anyone, but claymore users are usually pretty good at it. Here is another one of these stupid little planty boys that I'm just going to burn out of the ground. He decides to stop moving. There we go.
Leave it all to me.
And now, so there was one more Animalculus over here, and then I think there's one up in that tree too. Where was that one? It was right over there. It is. I see it. So now, what you're gonna wonder is, you see this oh boy. So this Animalculus and that little blue glowing guy over there, two different things. Those are called, I forget exactly what they're called. I'd have to look it up real quick. But the Animalculus you just gather. The little ghosts, you walk over them to trigger them, and then they will actually start moving to a location that they will then settle into and often pull out, you know, and then a chest will show up. A lot of times you'll have to do a couple of these to unlock one, but definitely if you can, worth it. This is Jean's ultimate. Nice little healing field here. I can just stand in this, snipe some of these boar suckers. So once again, I went out of my way to grab this chest because it's just worth it. You may not think it is, but it is definitely worth it. So that one's going to be up there. We're going to ignore that one for now. We will eventually be going probably on an Animoculus adventure spree, where we just kind of go chest to chest, Animoculus to Animoculus, just gather them up, because these statues here.
See if the gods respond.
This is where you unlock more of the map, as you can see, and one of the biggest things. So you can worship the statues, so you can heal and reset these statues. Plus, if you worship them and you have these Oculus, they will actually allow you to, depending, so I just need one to rank this up to level 2. They go all the way up to level 10, I believe, off the top of my head. You get adventure rank XP, gems, sigils, which can be used to purchase upgrade materials and whatnot. But the biggest one, in all honesty, these are the two big ones. The adventure rank XP is awesome, and the stamina is awesome. So I'm going to offer it all three that I've already gathered. It will level up to... oh, I got it all the way to level 3, actually. So I did it. I got it twice. So now I need another 4 to get up to the next rank.
Can you feel the blessings of the 7?
So there is one up in this tree too. But for now, well, I guess I'll go grab this one.
Some stories say the statue's eyes originally had gems that were taken by swallows, but animalculi never had a physical form from the start. People with visions collect them to offer to the statues as blessings.
So I'm gonna grab this one. There we go.
Unlike others with powers, you don't have a vision.
There's one on the
But
cliff.
the rules of this world don't apply to you anyway, so keep offering animalculi and maybe you'll receive more blessings.
And there's another one up here, up in the air. They're gonna be quite abundant when you first start in like all the zones, but you'll notice fairly quickly they will start to disappear. So right there's just 3 little, I don't know, little mini wisps on the ground. And if you collect all 3 of them, you create a little mini wind current. That's what got me up there. So I'm gonna grab this chest, and then we're gonna continue on to that temple. I could like that. Also, now it's got one of the cooler ultimates in the game, in my opinion. Just gets this huge sword. So I just try to knock these guys off. There we go. So again, a lot of this stuff isn't going to make a lick of sense right now, and that's totally okay. Here's another Animoculus and another chest. Biggest thing is going to be knowing you can kind of pretty much go everywhere inside the map. That's a little bit of a tougher enemy there. Oh. So I got frozen.
No one escapes
So I
my
can break out of
sight.
it by spamming the space bar. Now your characters do ever so slightly level up when gathering stuff and killing enemies, but don't rely on it. We'll get to leveling up in a while. For now, I always say when you're first starting, a good little hint would be to grind it out as far as you can without doing anything, without spending any of your resources. And when it comes time to utilize those resources, we will talk about it. Anytime you're on your way to a location, always, always, always be gathering. Now, I know you probably saw that chest over there. Don't worry, I did. Like I said, we're not really in full exploration mode yet. And normally I would just run over there right away. But as of right now, we are in kind of get all the primary nodes. Full exploration comes a bit later. I mean, you can start it right away if you want to, but this is kind of, I'm trying to make this a little bit more of a guide to kind of, I don't know, be a little more efficient and not so, not wasteful or anything. So, here you can see this chest is locked. Can't get into it. But, you notice these little torches around here. Here was the last one. Up here. Now, you gotta remember, I've done a lot of these puzzles before. You know? No reason that they, none of them are crazy difficult or anything like that, but they're fun to find out on your own. And trust me, there's tons that I still haven't found yet. But, whole point of this game is it's all about the adventure, so. You guys are level 9. I don't think that's really a problem. Just in the combat and everything. One of the biggest things I can teach people in terms of the combat, understanding elemental weaknesses, and we'll get into that a little bit later. Things like, an ice enemy is obviously going to be weak to fire. A water enemy will be weak to electro. Oh, excuse me. Fire is going to be weak to water. Your basic Pokemon-esque kind of generic, I don't know, elemental system. It's nothing crazy. It's nothing that's going to, break anyone's brain or anything like that. So, I wouldn't worry about it. So this is, like I said, I'm not really going to get into a lot of that stuff I'm doing. I'm just equipping basic stuff. You can look into it a little bit more if you want. All I'm doing is just, if I've got open artifact slots, that just the raw initial stat line is higher. So like here, she's already got a flower. In terms of feathers, alright, well she's already got a feather, but it's a level 1 feather, it's a 1-star. So I'm just basically going to grab a 2-star one and just put that on. Here she doesn't have a clock timepiece, whatever you want to call it. I just put the 3-star one on Jean. I'll put the 2-star one here. Here she's got the cup, and I only have 1 headpiece. There you go. Like I said, I'm not really putting a ton of effort into that at all.
You've arrived. Come closer.
Not yet.
Can you smell that?
And I wouldn't if I were you either initially, because you're going to waste materials and not going to get a decent return out of it.
Something must have happened in the temple. I imagine there will be slimes, hilly churls, and whatever's giving Storm Terror extra power. Oh yes,
yeah, Kaya.
It is going to be lively in there indeed.
No, will it be
As
dangerous?
bustling as it may be, no, I can't imagine it will be dangerous at all. It's a pity that the Temple of the Wolf has been disturbed by such an atrocity. Let's head in. No one makes offerings to the Four Winds anymore, yet the old winds never vanish.
Sorry, I was looking at my phone.
We need to clear out the temples for the Four Winds.
Alright, so this is where I should get Kaya, which is going to be cool. I think for now he will become a core part of my team, because ice is actually very valuable. Well, every element really is. The only one that kind of has a unique kind of niche spot right now is like Noelle. She is Geo. Geo is one of my favorite elements personally, but there's really only three characters in the game that use it. Little small spoilers here, but Noelle, Ning Wong, who is kind of a caster character, and then the main character. I believe the plan is that the main character will be able to switch between all element types when the game continues to release more pieces. As of right now, she starts off, he or she, whoever you decide, starts off as Anemo or Wind, and then you can change them when you open up the next location to Geo. And those are the three Geo characters in the game right now. And Geo doesn't really have any elemental weaknesses, but it doesn't really have any strengths either. It is very much kind of on its own. And considering how powerful elemental weaknesses and kind of using, you get an enemy wet and then electrocute them, or you get them wet and then you freeze them. Those kind of bonuses are so big right now in the game and so important to progressing through harder some of the harder stuff. It's definitely worth having. I love my Geo characters, don't get me wrong, but I've definitely found myself kind of moving away from them in favor of more.
Let me show you how the Knights of Favonius conquer our adversaries.
So here's where we get to play around with Kaya. So he is Cryo, or Ice Boy.
If I'm not mistaken, the end of the temple should be up there.
Wait, how do you know?
Experience. The kind of experience you get
so
after
edgy. Yep. So you can see if they're walking in the water,
dealing with things like
they
this
are
from
wet.
others.
They have the little wet symbol above them, so I can freeze them. And then you do lots of extra damage.
Traveler.
Plus,
Unless I'm mistaken, you don't seem to
you can walk
have
across
vision. So how exactly is it that you're able to channel elemental energy?
I'm a god,
Was it
you
very
dull
strict?
creature.
Phenomenon. Something strange happened.
Dodge it!
Yo. Nice thing about Kaya's ability is it's on a very short cooldown, actually.
Ah, finally, we're
Especially
here.
for just a base ability.
Seems the path ends here. Let's use the wind currents to fly up.
Yes, sir. Check the door. For the res. Yeah, these first ones are extremely trivial. For a newer player, they're going to be, teaching you a lot more things. I'm here to kind of help you avoid the pitfalls when it comes to the whole guide that I'm kind of doing. A little bit of introductory stuff, but also just avoiding, wasting time and whatnot. So, you can see this little water totem. We're going to draw them near. We're going to hit that.
Yeah, water! We can use this to put out fire.
There you go.
Good idea. Some keen observation.
So, I let them get close.
We should
Hit that
get
little
Jim to give
stone.
you a timer
Water
and
starts
make
to
you
rain
knight.
down from above. At that point, then, I use the tornadoes of the MC. Kind of gathers them up and starts sending them in a direction, and then you freeze them because they're all wet. Real simple stuff. Yep. So, same concept here. Can't go swimming through that, so you use ice to make a little path.
Speaking of, did you know? Storm Terror was once one of the 4 winds. I'm not aware of the exact details. If you're interested, you can ask the acting Grand Master about it.
Is that the thing that Storm Terror is using to gain its power?
Seems probable. Let's deal with it. Bravo! What a performance.
Oh, thanks.
You are, to my surprise, a well-trained knight. The battles you just fought were sights to behold.
Not really. Not worth
I
complimenting.
see you
really.
already have the knightly virtue of modesty. Stories of your heroic deeds to save Mondstadt from destruction shall be known throughout the City of Freedom, well into the future.
I've hardly
Please
done
do
anything.
visit me at our headquarters when you have the time. I also know a lovely tavern, if that's more your thing. Quite rewarding, no?
We've seized another temple from Storm Terror's grasp.
I can take care of the rest here. You go take care of other things while I'm at it.
See you later then, bye-bye.
There's no way Hilly Churls organized an ambush like this themselves. Not with their limited mental capacity.
I love
Thus
that laugh.
You were behind this.
The abyss mages. And there's your boy Dialogue. The strongest units in the game.
Knights of Favonius, always so inefficient.
Agree to
I
disagree.
just finally got
but
him on my main
your
account.
involvement in this just made things a whole lot more interesting.
And he has some of the highest damage numbers in the game. It is disgusting. Plus, he's just a cool character. But I think Kai's a pretty cool character, too. The only downside is, right now, I have... Once Kaya joins, including the main character, and Jean, and Kaya, I will have 3 longsword users. So in the game, there's a couple different weapon types. There is longsword. Speaking of weapons, sure, it's better. See, yep, there's Kaya. Okay, so I'm actually going to give him. He's gonna get this, just for now. Like I said, I'm not gonna focus too much on this stuff, so... And yeah, we're gonna configure the party, because now I'm gonna put Kaya in place of probably the main character, in all honesty, right now, just so I have the biggest spread of characters. So, I'm thinking...
Oh, I'm
Kaya
looking
here.
forward to this.
We may
Jean
leave at
here.
any time.
Really go into detail with what I'm doing here. I am just putting random stuff on Use characters. There we go. So, and now it's meeting Lisa right away. I'm just gonna look here. I just want to see. Okay, because I think you get Lisa, and then you go back. I don't know. You get a bunch of them pretty quick. So this is a decent little hike up here. But I think what I'm gonna do is we're gonna go. Oh, let's go collect our adventure rank rewards, and then we'll be done with this episode. It's been a little bit of a longer episode, I think. I guess I don't really have a timer on it or anything, but because of kind of the lost footage, I kind of want to do a little bit more, you know, make up for it a little bit. But let us see. I'll try. It's still all like stormy here, and everyone's like, I'm spooked. I should be able to still go here.
Abyssosk. Welcome to the Adventurers Guild.
Ariga, thanks. Collect my rewards. So every time you adventure rank up, you can collect rewards. That's why they are so, especially later on, they start to be some big stuff. Like, look at this, 50 gemmers. That's big. There's a pull right there. Just a bunch, and then 7 will be the next one. So actually, let's look real quick and see. So that's where normally then you could spend the actual currency. But what you can do is if you go to the shop, there's something here. Paimon's Bargains. You can go into here and you will gain something called Star Glitter and Star Dust when you do pulls, and that's these up here, and they can be exchanged for all these materials, all this stuff here. There's some good stuff in here, including, but not fully limited to, Acquaintance. So I'm gonna get one of them there. And now we're actually
time to move on.
pretty close to having enough for a pull. One of the cheaper pulls, that is. So I need 212 more gems. And I can do a pull on the beginner banner again. So, and with that being said, let's teleport out to Windrise here, just for a little less gloomy mood, and we will end part 2. Feels like I should be on part 3 by now, but so with that being said, so it's cool stuff. We got Jean, we got Noelle. Obviously, I mean, Jean is a big one. Just got Kaya for free. Great little ice character. You know, he gets the job done. Like I said, especially with how short of a cooldown that E is on. That is pretty good. For just initiating freeze. Plus his ult's pretty good too. Or I should say his elemental burst. Isn't that what it's called? Elemental, because there's elemental skill and elemental burst, I think. Your E is your elemental skill, and your Q is your elemental burst. Which for Jean is a bunch of dandelions that apparently heal you. So, that's cool. But anyway, with that being said, that is going to be the end of part 2. I will hopefully be getting this processed and up by tomorrow. And we'll keep going as soon as I get the chance. So until next time, I'll see you later.